Boy, I tell you, we take advice from anybody. These days. You know, social media, all the gurus coming out. How many people would take it? How would you take a fitness advice
from me? You get up, you grab 2 Krispy Kreme, and you fix your sandwich with it. You gonna look at me and be like, no, because this is probably what you gonna get.
Right. You wouldn't take real estate advice from somebody on the street.
No, you would not. Not from a homeless man. Right.
And that seems real obvious. But when it comes to relationships, man, we just be taking advice from anybody. So today what we talking about is why bad advice is ruining relationships. Stick around. Let's get into it. What's up, good people? Welcome back to Man Talks Mondays. I'm Derek, the Thought Engineer, here with my man, comedian John Yogi.
What it do? You said Yogi like you wasn't sure. Yogi?
Yogi? Is that it?
Put a question mark on you. What's good, people? What's good?
Hey, we coming back to you with another hot one. I think it's a pretty important one. And I guarantee the space that we deal in that kind of relationship and space, and it's flooded with all kinds of people. But just recently, one of the most popular relationship podcasts just blew up. I mean, I don't mean blew up in a like they got famous. I mean, it imploded. Tonight's conversation.
They're done, son.
Tonight's conversation is, and they were burning up the social media, man. Tearing up social media with their advice.
They had a tour.
They on the road. Mm-hmm. And then we find out that
you dig into their lives, and I think that's the thing about it, though. I think most of the time we can only hide behind our lives, can only hide behind what we do for so long.
Oh yeah,
before it steps in front of us.
Oh yeah. The light gonna find you.
Oh, brother. Because the more people you're talking to, somebody's gonna want to investigate your life to see if you're standing on what you say you can. And contrary to what you guys think, my life or Dee's life is not perfect.
No.
But we are relationship guys that have been married for over 15 years. Both of us.
Right.
Both of us. And we are happily married. As I say happy, we're gonna be arguing tonight. Because I just said it over the airwaves. Happily married. But again, we are trying.
Yeah.
And so when you digging in on us, you're gonna find what I'm telling you. Yeah. You're not gonna find 9 kids by 9 different people. Mm-mm. You're not gonna find in and out of marriage. You're not gonna find none of it. You're gonna find one man and one woman is all you're gonna find.
Right. That's it. We ain't got it all worked out, but we committed.
Yes, absolutely.
And nothing tells you who you are like commitment does. You find out exactly who you are in commitment. Because most people get themselves an out. And so the thing that would force you to change. I remember listening to this psychologist recently. He said, telling people your problems can sometimes cause more problems because it's the agitation from the problem that makes you change. But if you get relief from telling people, then you're not really changing.
But one of the things though, I kind of agree with that because depending on who you're talking to, aren't they gonna hold you accountable? If I know if I talk to my dudes about what I'm doing and what I'm going through, they're gonna hold me accountable. Say, whoa. I thought you said last time there was this, that, and the other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of catch-22 in there.
But it's kind of been a trend on social media that there's a lot of people giving out bad advice. Not necessarily that they're giving bad advice, but they're not the people to be giving it. You had the Derrick Jackson incident. Derrick Jackson, he was hyping women up. You know what I'm saying? Don't you should be taking this from these dudes. And man, these men ain't out here for nothing but to mess up your life. And Queen, you need to do this. Queen, you need to do that.
Why he in and out
and
of their
he
pants.
tearing up other women.
In and out of their pants at the same time. Like, and it's as you saying it, D, I'm thinking to myself, oh, it sounds like he's just trying to get in their pants.
Man.
Because that's what it sounds like.
Man. What we're talking about why bad advice is ruining relationships, right? Why bad advice? Make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button, like it, share it, do all that stuff. Tell them you got to engage in them comments too.
I had one of my engagers to hit me up and say, "Don't be talking about me on the radio."
Oh, they hit you up.
I said, "We just want you to jump in the comments and go back and forth. Leave a comment so we can engage. We want you to engage with us.
Yeah,
that's what we need. We need you to engage with us.
Yeah, the algorithm likes it.
Yes,
right. The algorithm likes it, right. So, what makes people gravitate towards unqualified relationship influencers, experts, so to speak?
Well, I think it's once they hear what they're saying first. And first of all, you know, and I jokingly say this all the time, we are experts. Don't try this at home.
Right.
I think a lot of times, once we're looking for shows, we're trying to figure out who identifies with us and where we are in relationship.
Yeah.
So I need somebody. If I look, I can find enough people that think just like me, whether that be foolish, whether that be using my head. So I'm just going to keep scrolling through social media until I find somebody that thinks like me.
You're right. Because we already make up in our mind what we want to hear.
Absolutely.
And when we make up in our mind what we want to hear, we find somebody who's telling us just that. But is that a good recipe for better relationship? If you really want your relationship to actually work?
I don't think it is, but I think we would be doing the people a disservice if we didn't talk about where we coming from with this particular topic.
Okay. Yeah. So there are several things we talked about tonight's conversation and how that whole thing imploded. One of the ones that was known for the viral clips, I think her name was Kitty Rose, right? And she talked about how she honored her husband and everything, and now somebody find receipts and actually find this dude that she had been messing with
in her DMs. Somebody was in the DMs.
You know what I'm saying? She in his DMs. He got receipts.
Then he in her PM.
So it came out about her and the guy Ace Metaphor, who was the leader of the whole thing, and how he was just tapping everything. It's a nice conversation.
No, not tapping.
Yeah. And then we came across another video where there was this woman. She was telling a story about this lady whose husband had been making, mid six figures, doing real good at his job, and he got hurt. Lost his job, money started drying up, and he's struggling. And so he goes to his wife and he was like, I think we need to downsize because can't afford to keep up with this house and all this type of stuff. And he's like, I ain't going nowhere. And so him trying to figure out things, he looking at the finances, and he discovered money that was just routinely being taken out.
47 grand, I think. What is 47?
So he follows the trail to the money, and she's been putting away money for her.
Escape money. What she called it? She called it escape money, didn't she?
Yeah, like escape money. So she, to the tune of 47 grand. Here they are going through hard times. 47 grand could help them out a whole lot, but she was holding it for herself and telling him he need to do something about the situation they're in, and not letting him know that she got money. So she not trying to kick it in. And what did end up happening? She said it was something said about her mom told her, see, that's why you put the money away. That's why you got the money in the first place.
The mom didn't come back and say that until after the husband had left. The husband was so hurt by what went on, he eventually left and went to stay with his brother. and they were getting a divorce, and the mom said, "See, I told you," because that's what I talk about. And I'm saying to myself, how can you plant that seed in that woman like that?
Right.
And then when it goes belly up, because it's supposed to, because you planted that seed, and that seed was coming up, and then you say, "See, I told you you're gonna get divorced." Well, yes, you're gonna get a divorce.
So people were going in on the wife, but I thought about but she was groomed and taught.
So was my mom
to treat relationships that way.
So I was thinking about this. So at what point? Okay, because it's not like coming up like we did that we had good advice from people.
Oh yeah.
Now, if we was able to realize, I'm gonna call Bush on that one. You mean to tell me you couldn't look at her mom's life and say, "Ooh, mama, you by yourself, you single, and you old. I don't want that."
But I guarantee you, grandmama ain't admitting that her life is so up.
But she ain't got to admit it. Hell, we can see, D. Most of the time, you can't hide it. You by yourself, and that's what kills me. Listen, success leaves clues like failure does.
Yeah.
And you can't hide failure. Every time you show up at the family gathering, you with a new dude or you by yourself.
Which makes me question why she was in a relationship in the first place. Because if your mama is not losing, if you see you don't believe that she's losing by sitting there by herself, all up in your business, in your relationship, then you losing and ending up just like her. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. It's and they'll go, we ain't no good men out there. That's what the narrative will be.
Well, and as soon as I heard, the first thing I thought about was, she let him go because she didn't really want him. And I don't want to say she didn't love him, because she might have loved him, but it doesn't sound like there was no love in the relationship. If you able to steal from me and look me in my face every day, you don't love me.
No,
because loving me, and I heard this thing, I thought this was so good. Marriage is the business partnership. Because we are trying to build something together. Yeah. We are agreeing that we're gonna come together as one and build something together.
Right.
And if we can't do that, then
that's a problem.
We're gonna have issues.
Right. But do you think people are really looking for sound advice, or are they just looking for somebody to validate they bad decisions? When people go looking for relationship advice on social media.
So I want to ask you this. When the woman mama told her to put money up for just in case money, I wonder, was there an argument? I'm not doing that to my husband. We gonna be together. Or was she, you sure is right. Because the last relationship I was, that fool got out of here and I ain't getting nothing. Well, the next dude gonna pay. Because
I guarantee you, a whole life the narrative is being, you can't trust men. Men don't do nothing but leave you high and dry and all this other type of stuff. Well, and if that's been drilled in you from a kid, then you think it's good advice.
Especially if you don't end up with the one you really wanted, though.
Right. How many women listening were told that advice? You were given that advice by either your mama, grandmama, some woman that you knew, some older woman that you knew that gave you that advice, right? Told you to, make sure you put a little something aside just in case you don't act right and you don't want. Put it in the comments. Let us know if you got that advice. But I would venture to say a lot of them do. I remember a woman saying one time that she taught her daughters that. What her marriage had gone so wrong, so bad, and the guy turned out to be this big villain and all this type of stuff. That's what she drilled in her daughters.
But you drill that in them rather than show them how to cook and clean the house.
Ooh, cook and clean.
You and there's dishwater in there.
That's blasphemy these days.
But that's what you put in them. That's what you instill in them.
Yeah.
And you don't show them how when a football game is on, I need wings. I need wings and sliders. You don't show them that.
He said wings and sliders.
I need them running. I need them running. Bring me my wings. Rub me my wings, man.
Keep a cup full. You know
I'm just saying, but hey, listen. Click, 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 click. It's ice in here. I need some tea.
Hello.
It ain't gonna feel itself.
I know y'all loving it, right? I know y'all loving it. I know y'all loving
it. But rather than teaching them that, you're gonna teach them how to fit. You're gonna teach them how to steal. Put money aside because you're stealing. I should call the police on you because you're stealing.
Yeah, because she wasn't working. This wasn't her money. This was not her money. She wasn't. And I know you say it's our. No, it stopped being our money when you taking money without the other person knowing. Had it been an agreement, hey, you got. Here's a little money for you to do what you want to. And then you take that money, you go invest and all that type of stuff. That's a whole nother ball game. But if you taking money without, that's financial infidelity. Financial infidelity. That's what that is. If you taking money without the other person knowing, stacking up for your own self, pretty much.
You stealing.
Yeah, that's stealing.
That should put you in the federal prison.
It should be a crime.
You should get fed time.
It should be a crime. When that divorce happens, you should have to pay it all back and you get nothing.
Yeah.
Like absolutely nothing.
You should go to fed prison.
He said some fed time.
It should be day for day.
So how do you spot the difference between somebody who's being genuine or somebody who's just looking for likes and clicks and all of that type of stuff? Because you got some people. I heard a guy say, I think this yesterday on the clip, he said, listen, he said, it's not hard to go viral. He said, it is not hard to go viral on social media. When he's talking about relationships, he said, number one, talk to women. He said, number two, and just tell them all of this stuff they want to hear. You a queen, ain't nobody good enough for you. You better than that, and all this type of stuff. You deserve this, you deserve that. They say you a guy. To my guys, and he said you'll blow up easy.
I have did the opposite. Tell them they need to get in the kitchen, and it does not help you blow up. It does not help you blow up. You don't go viral or nothing.
Oh man, and anybody, any woman, because women on social media don't listen to men. They don't really listen to me. Any woman that's giving sound advice, they call them a pygmy.
Oh wow.
They call them pygmy. So you put a term out there to try to discredit the advice that they giving because they telling you they not telling you what you want to hear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I question: are you really trying to get better? Or are you really just looking for somebody to, like I said, validate
the way you think,
the way you've been acting, the way you've been thinking?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was kind of thinking about earlier. It seems like there's something internally in you that should say, that's wrong. When you got up to about $20,000, something internally should have said, that's wrong. What you're doing. I think people have enough people in their lives that they run this kind of stuff by besides your mom. Mm-hmm. And somebody ultimately says, girl, you don't feel like that's wrong doing that man, doing him like that.
I know.
Because if he did you like that, you be feeling some kind of way.
Yeah. Oh, boy, what? He'd be the worst thing.
Oh, brother. Yes.
The worst thing. Because you wouldn't stay off social media. You wouldn't be able to get off social media by running them in the ground if he did that. Now, because the man didn't write the letter. I think it was the woman was telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, mm-hmm. but this is the climate that we have on when you talk about social media, you're talking about relationships and relationship advice, and this is the climate. We've made it so easy for anybody to get in there and just take anything, and we start clicking on it, sharing it, liking it, and it shoots off, and then we find out that this person wasn't nothing but a snake in the grass, right? We didn't pay off their cars, houses, and all this kind of stuff with our likes and shares and all this type of stuff. And they really weren't concerned about you. They were looking for what they can get out of you. But they knew enough about people to know all I got to do is tell them what they want to hear, and I can write my own ticket.
And see what's as crazy to me about it is because we could do that. We could come on here and tell y'all what y'all wanted to hear, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I would when I listen to me, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night because I'm like, no, because you can't help nobody.
Right.
You can't help people lying to them.
Right. No, you absolutely can't. And the thing is, there's so much out there. How do you know who's genuine? How do you know it's just somebody chasing? Well, one of the ways is if they telling you everything you want to hear.
You know something wrong with that.
That don't work for people telling you relationship advice. That don't work in church for preachers preaching to you. If everything come across that is something you want to hear and something good, you in the wrong place.
There's something wrong
you listen to the wrong person.
Wrong with that. Yeah.
That is not somebody that's really concerned about your well-being. And this is assuming that you want to be in a relationship for the right reason. Everybody don't want to be in a relationship for the right reason.
It's a tough time for relationships. Relationship taking a beating right now.
Oh man. And it's going to get progressively worse. It's going to get progressively worse. We were listening to a man do a master class today, and he said how people are going to, by 2035, people are just going to give up all responsibility on home ownership. Just everything, because people just don't want the responsibility that comes along with having certain things and having a relationship. Mm-hmm. You talk about work and responsibility, but if you're going to have something that's worth something, it means I'm going to have to put in some effort. I'm going to have to work. It's going to be responsibilities and things that aren't necessarily going to be comfortable all the time that I'm going to have to deal with.
True.
Otherwise, because they got the film bots, the female robots. They already got them coming out.
Do tell, sir.
Listen, by the time you see something on movies,
they are.
By the time you see something on movies, they're working on it. It's about to come out. Mm-hmm. Right? I remember I Am Legend came out. Will Smith had that little earpiece for the Bluetooth phone. I remember the first time people saw that. Right after that, what you see, everybody had the little earpiece, the Bluetooth earpiece for the phone. Listen, there's been movies depicting these female robots and how they coming in, messing up the house and all this type of stuff.
Oh, they really messing up?
Yeah. But in the movie, what did they get them for? They got them for convenience.
Yeah.
Right?
To do stuff that they didn't want to do.
Mm-hmm. But these things are starting to come out now. And we ain't gonna talk about all of the toys women got.
Oh yeah, they got some toys.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, they got toys. What's that thing they call I shouldn't put no name on it. It's the one that where did it go in there?
You go in there. You might want to say about it. Might want to pause right there.
No man. But I'm trying to think of the name of it because I know it's got a flower on it.
Oh yeah.
The rose, they call it the rose.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. Yeah. I heard about a friend of mine would tell me about
a friend of mine. Your friend keep his ear to the streets, right? Okay. Keep his ear to the streets. But these are the things. And one thing about it, when you go that far, you ain't trying to deal with nobody. You ain't trying to fool with nobody. And then people just gonna give up on relationships. Like they talk about how men ain't even trying to date no more.
Well, one of the telltale signs of it is they're not buying houses like they used to.
Oh yeah.
And relationships are predicated most of the time on we get together, we get married, we get a house.
Right.
That's what our generation was taught to do.
Right.
That's what you do. But this generation is different. They don't want a house. They want an apartment. They don't want that commitment.
Yep. Everything is convenient.
Yeah.
And one thing about relationships ain't always convenient. They have benefits, but you got to work for all that. You have got to put in work for all that. So why do you think people would rather follow advice from a stranger online than listen to somebody who really knows them?
Well, I guess the correct answer is because they don't know you. But I believe people want to do what they want to do anyway, and it don't matter who telling them nothing. I think we just had that. For example, I think that woman wanted to escape right out of that relationship because she knew that I don't want to stay here with him.
Mm-hmm.
He made good money, and I ride this thing as long as I can. But I think she was looking for an escape room anyway. And to put that on her mom and say, "Well, it was a mom's fault." Yeah, yes, it was. But you got to go through with it, which means ultimately it was what you wanted to do anyway. Because can't nobody make you do nothing.
No, you're right.
Can't nobody make you sabotage your relationship after 5, after 10 years. Now you got, what the guy tell us today? You are the reason your life is the way it is because you had control of it. You did that. Yeah. You made the decisions to make your life the way it was. Yeah. And I believe it's the same with relationships. So who we listen to is important, but man, you gotta want to do right with people. And I think for the most part, people don't want to do right.
No. Because in relationships, doing right typically means not doing what you really want to do. And let's be honest, let's be real. Because you're talking about everything somebody else does for you in a relationship, you really can do yourself. You can cook for yourself. You can clean. You can make your own money. And especially with today, you can pleasure your own self. But it means something that somebody cares enough about you to take on those things for you. Take on making sure you okay. To take on making sure you eat. You're making sure that, you know what I'm saying? It means something that somebody else wants to, but you can't dictate how they do that.
One of the craziest things to me is most of the time, what men complain about most of the time is we don't have enough sex. And it means something. Just think about this for a second. It means something for somebody to do it with you when they don't feel like it. For somebody to be bothered with you, even though I often say it takes longer to argue with me than I'm gonna be. Girl, you spent 10, 15 minutes. We could have both been asleep by now. I'm saying it to say, man, it just.
Yeah, I won't be before you long.
Dude, I'm saying, but in order for somebody to say, yeah, well, come on over here, Big Daddy. Come on, Daddy, you get on over here. You work this thing out. It means something for somebody to be willing to do that with you.
Yeah. And our producer is
what they saying, like, Columbia,
like
Papi. Did I see y'all that thing with a different day with different colors?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But in order to do that, that means that I'm going to have to, and I hope y'all hate to hear this, I'm gonna have to put up with some stuff.
That's what relationships are about, though.
I'm gonna have to put up with some stuff. I'm gonna have to put up with some moods. I have to put up with somebody else's decisions. I have to put up with somebody else. I gotta put up with this.
See, how long y'all been married? 12, 15, 17, 15 years?
16.
Dude, tell me this. The greatest part about relationships is knowing where they were and to where they are now. Knowing thinking back over what you had to work through to get where you are now.
Yeah. The growth, the change.
That's the greatest part about them.
The getting better. And the hope that you can continuously get better, man, it means and to share important moments in life with somebody.
Selena's in the kitchen. Do you know? That girl is making full course meals in the kitchen.
She in the hell of business, bro.
She is slinging salt,
pots, pans everywhere. Now I gotta clean them up, but she be slanging pots and pans. Yeah, she handling business. She handling business. I was the cook for the longest time at the beginning.
I remember when she didn't know where the kitchen was. She kept walking in the bedroom and saying, what's wrong? Oh, I love my sister. I just joke with her. But hey, but even that, looking back at where you guys started and where you are now, man, that's what relationships are about. You can be proud. You can stick your chest out about it.
And she took that on herself.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't come kicking in the door. You ain't got no food for me and all that. I ain't do all that. She just wanted to take it on, and she did that.
You can't make nobody cook because food tastes like it.
Oh,
food know when you don't feel like. I tell my wife this all the time. If you don't feel like cooking, don't you go in that kitchen. Cause the chicken gonna be burnt, mashed potatoes gonna be soggy, and the peas gonna taste like wood. What you saying?
So when it comes to relationships, if people aren't telling you how to make things work and how to work things out, you probably listen to the wrong thing. If they hyping you up, on some foolishness, probably somebody you don't need to be paying attention to. But do you think bad advice really it's easy to digest? Is it easy to digest because people want to avoid accountability?
Okay. I think like the way you broke that down, easy to digest. I think, for example, I'm not a big, I don't know if y'all can tell by looking at it, but I don't like a lot of vegetables. Right? but now, does that mean they're not easy to digest? Or does it mean that I have a hankering for certain types of food or things, and they not particularly giving me what I want? So I'm gonna go somewhere else. Because
your diet.
So it's
your appetite, brother. Your appetite.
See, if you're gonna say it,
your appetite.
That's what I think. Because I believe that's what it is.
The appetite for foolishness is more prevalent than the appetite for things that will actually make me better.
Listen, because when that girl mama told her, put him up, your foolishness radar went off. It went ding, 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 and you and that little thing you ever saying that, you know that's foolish, don't you? Dude, because you can't, because I listen, I'm not gonna put that all on mama, because that ain't the first foolish thing mama done said to you. You know mama was about that, you know mama was foolish.
No, but to that point, mama gave a steady diet of foolishness, so the appetite for foolishness was already there. And when you have an appetite for something, listen, let me tell you, all appetites are learned. All appetites are learned. If your body doesn't have a reaction to where you like have an allergic reaction, then it's just purely a taste preference. So if you don't like vegetables, you can train yourself to like vegetables. Yes, and especially if it's something that you need to. How many of y'all had your doctor tell you that you need to start eating something or stop eating something? And because you had to, at first, it was tough, but now it's just I just eat such and such now, or I stop eating such and such. But you used to love it.
It's the same with foolishness.
It's the same with foolishness. If you are going to be in a relationship and be in a relationship for an extended period of time, a committed relationship, I tell people all the time, I heard somebody else say this recently, if you don't have the capacity to forgive nobody, do not get in relationships. Do not do it. Wow. Because the chance of you going through a relationship and not having to ask for forgiveness or forgive somebody, slim to none.
Because they're going to do something.
And you going to do something.
But they going to do something. Somebody will do something. Yes, you're right. You're on it.
And let's be honest. Most people, just based on the current climate, all of the foolishness we watch on TV, all the foolishness we listen to, most people don't need to be in relationships to begin with.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And let me say this. Getting married does not make you a wife or a husband. You have to be that before. If you are not a husband or a wife, because the Bible says, he who finds a wife, right? So that means you had to be that.
True.
When I found you. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. I mean, we get married and think the title makes us the thing. The title doesn't make you the thing. The behavior makes you the thing. So if you don't have the right behavior, you really can't claim you falsely holding this title. And how many of us are being screwed up because people falsely holding titles that they have no behavior to back it up? We messed up today because of that.
One of the things I'm trying to teach my sons is how to be men. And oftentimes the misconception is because you 18 or 20 or 22, you think you are a man because of the age.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that can happen to a young man is the label of a man being put on him, and he's way farther from it than he think he is.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm teaching about responsibility.
Yeah.
And a man is this, and a man is accountable. A man does this. A man owns up to his mistakes. He do this, and they look at me like, "Wow, a man does all that." Yes, that's exactly what he does.
Yeah. And the standards used to be clear. So if a woman was getting a husband, she had more of an idea of what she was getting because the standards was clear. But today we relaxed the standards on everything.
Boy, if you just say everything, I was gonna dive on the floor because we
relax the standards on everything.
Everything.
Because don't nobody want to go through nothing. Everybody's scared. I never forget. My mom used to get mad at my sisters, and because I was so much younger, but like cleaning the house and stuff, and the stuff used to be just messed up. And she'd be like, each one of y'all scared you're gonna do more than the other one. So ain't nobody doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We afraid to put ourselves and bring more of ourselves to a relationship because everybody tell us, man, you're gonna be a fool when you find out what they doing and all this type of stuff. It's a risk.
That's what relationships are. That's what they're about. But man, there ain't nothing greater though than to have somebody that's digging you like you digging them. Yeah. Loving somebody and they love you back ain't nothing like it. There's nothing else in the world like it, man.
Somebody you can travel with. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you, these girls trips y'all be doing, I don't see nothing but foolishness.
It's funny. We thinking about me and Cheryl, how when we were younger, I'm looking at us now as we older taking trips. When I got the gray hair and see her with gray, and this man, it's really refreshing to see how far we've grown together.
Yeah,
man, listen, ain't nothing like having somebody to grow old with.
Yeah.
It sounds like a poem or a song, but listen, it's way better than that.
Yeah. Because you're going to want somebody to care about your old behind.
You better say that.
And your body starts saying, nope. Your body's going to start saying, nope.
You're in the middle of the flow, clutching your chest. You're going to need somebody to be there.
To throw you in the car and do 90 to nothing. Get you to the hospital.
You better say that, bro. Let's say that. Yes, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
Said she channeled her Mario Andretti.
She's running lights and everything. I'm like, what you doing? You trying to kill me?
No.
But I couldn't imagine if she had been there. Couldn't imagine if it just been me laying in the floor and I got to get up and take myself to the.
Oh man,
I couldn't imagine.
Man. Yeah, and some people settle for a lonely existence and they play you as if they got it made. Child, I ain't gotta put up with this. I ain't gotta put up with that. You know, one thing about it, as a scripture in the Bible says, where there is no ox, the house is swept clean. It says, but much gain comes by the strength of the ox. So that's saying, if you don't have it, you ain't got nothing to worry about, but you ain't gonna ever really have nothing. If you are gonna actually have something, having something, responsibility, which means I'm gonna have to work, it just comes with the territory.
Because how often do we say, girl, I made some mistakes back in the day. I missed over this guy or that guy. I sure wish I hadn't, because man, life is not what I thought it would be.
Oh man.
How many times we generally don't hear older people say that, but you know what we get? We get older people that made those mistakes. They're the loudest that they can be in church. You can't out pray them. You can't out praise them because they understand, they know what they have, that they have messed up the best part of their life.
Oh yeah.
And Jesus is all they got left.
Yeah. Yeah. You step in the church and them old women be all on you, judging you. Look at her.
Yeah.
She bitter. she bitter. That old woman that got a good relationship with her husband, but she gonna
and she ain't thought twice about you.
No, she ain't worried about you. Anytime she talks to you, she probably gonna be girl, how you doing? You doing all right? She gonna be trying to look after you.
Yeah, you're right. Hey man, you saying something.
That woman don't give you nothing but
bro,
hell when you walking there, bro.
Listen, because marriage gives you more to concern yourself with than other people.
Yeah.
Do I need to repeat that? Can I get a close
one more time? One more time.
Marriage gives you more to concern yourself with, because anytime you're worried about somebody besides yourself, it gives you more to concern yourself with than other people and what they doing.
Absolutely.
So you ain't even seen what they got on. You ain't seen how they acting. You ain't seen how they behaving. Because girl, I got this man over here that I'm trying to keep happy. I got a house I'm trying to run. So you don't have time for the foolishness.
Right. So get you some business. Get you some business.
That boy.
So when you're looking for relationship advice, people who give relationship advice have to know that this is what relationships really entail. And anybody telling you anything different, they telling you how to manipulate, they telling you how to not be compromising and get what you want and all this type of stuff. Those are not people that's for you. If you actually plan on being in a relationship, they not for you. Because you're going to end up creating something. Somebody going to listen, ain't but so much people can take. Man or woman. Somebody going to end up going off and doing something foolish.
Well, I think the more bad advice you give, the more that thing is going to show up at your door. I know when I used to teach a long time ago, when my wife was in the marriage class, I never forget, we was in the marriage class, and it seemed like that doggone, we would argue all week. Because you're trying to tell people how to live right and what they should be doing as far as their marriage. So that enemy is going to show up at your door to see if you live in what you teaching.
Wow.
And I don't think it's any different with people on social media. I think if you out there and you're doing that thing, I think that thing is going to show up at your door.
Yeah. And listen, the marriage advice and relationship advice space is one that it could be pretty lucrative for people. I've seen prominent people, especially in the church, but I'll never get this one woman. She's a famous prophetess, but she gets married, right? She was famous before she got married, but I think she kind of figured, man, if I get married, I can break off into another area and make some more money. And so she gets married. She ain't married 2 seconds and having conferences, which is fine. If your conference is strictly to bring in people who are seasoned and you prop them up to give advice, you just host. Sure. Matter of fact, because Oprah been doing it for years. Oprah been getting advice all this time.
And she bring in
through her guests. Yeah. She bring them in, she asks questions, and she don't pose herself as the expert.
Yeah.
Right? She just, but this woman, you've been married 2 seconds and you giving marriage conferences, you doing marriage, and you bring out a whole marriage book, and people buy it because of your name. And then a couple of months after that, you divorce because your husband has stomped you out.
I often say you don't just get divorced. That man raised up the bottom of his foot to stomp that woman,
bruh.
And I'm like, dude, I just can't imagine where my head has to be, what space my head has to be in, where I say, I'm so tired of you. I'm finna pick up this shoe. I'm finna pick up this Chuck Taylor and see if I can touch you all over your body. I don't get it, man.
Because if you aren't in relationships for the right reasons, if you're not doing, it can be dangerous because you don't know what you're dealing with all the time. Everybody can't handle the foolishness that you bring.
Well, you're playing with people's emotions.
Oh, man.
Anytime people and emotionally getting involved, there's no way you can control what people will do. We like because it's funny. Everybody in their head have rules about what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Yeah. Everybody had their own rules. Oh, but no, I know he mad, but girl, he ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna snatch me up. Girl, he ain't gonna stomp me. He ain't gonna put his feet on me. And it's like, yeah, but those not your boundaries on his boundaries.
Yeah.
You can't. No, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. You're right. You absolutely right.
Yeah. And we don't live in a society. The resilience level in our society is dropping, meaning the level that people can endure stuff and put up with stuff and still be okay is constantly dropping. So you're gonna have more people going off and doing crazy stuff, and then people don't feel like they have no hope. Especially anytime a man loses hope, men are destructive. Men are highly destructive. And so when a man feels hopeless and the lengths that he can go to, and we've seen it, we don't want this happening to people. So either leave relationships alone, or at least listen to people who know what they're talking about and know how to, maneuver relationships so that you can stay safe, number one, and actually have a good relationship.
And we don't do that enough. We don't have mentors. And we don't have people that we don't look to people that have or do what we want to do in our communities. We don't do it enough because, man, again, and I often say this, man, there are clues to success, just like there are clues to failure. And I often say this about me and my wife. We've been married 33 years, and don't nobody ask my wife, how do you do it? Nobody ever asked her. She has sisters, she has cousins. She know a lot of people. Nobody ever asked, girl, how in the world?
So who was the relationship? Because you were 33 years in. Who was the relationship that y'all were able to kind of look at or kind of pattern yourself behind to kind of help you all get through this?
We knew what we didn't want. We knew
desire. All right.
We knew what we didn't want. We knew we didn't want to have kids coming out without both parents in the house. We knew we didn't want that. And our parents, we both came up in single family homes. So our families were an example of what we didn't want. So we made a promise to each other. Listen, through thick and thin, we're gonna stay here for the kids. Yeah. If nothing else. And then through that promise and that commitment, the relationship was born in, and now you couldn't get the support if you wanted to. Yeah.
But wasn't no like specific couple or
wasn't nobody specific. As a matter of fact, it wasn't it's an anomaly really with both of our let me see, because I think with both of our families, because I didn't have a lot of people that stayed married, that got married and stayed married, and she didn't either. Okay. And we didn't. It's funny, man. I just was under the belief, man, if it was working, don't break it. Don't mess it up. Yeah. It's working. She proved to be the best for me. Yeah. Like I was trying to be the best for her. Wow. When somebody got your back, you will be a fool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I asked that because I believe for especially a lot of newlyweds, especially if you're young, how many of you all, when you just started off in marriage, you had somebody that you can look to kind of not necessarily pattern yourself after, but somebody who can kind of help guide you through what marriage is, so the things that would typically catch you off guard, and it was your first time experience, and they say, listen, babe, I've been through this, let me just tell you.
Oh, we had Apostle Brian now.
Okay.
They helped us. They helped me. Oh my God. They helped us a lot, because we was young, and you got all, young people are foolish.
Yeah. And I don't think they need to be left by themselves. Yeah. I think they need some peers, right? You need some people right there with you, but you need also some people you can look to and say, hey, that old dude who can go to lunch with you, or that that older lady who can take you to lunch and have that conversation with you or something. For me and my wife, of course, we had our parents, but kind of blessed, man, I ended up in a church where there were several
older people that had
people who had been in for a while, and you can tell they were trying to do it right. So you could pick. Remember the Tuckets, the Townsends.
That's what I was thinking about, the Tuckets,
the Allens, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was people that were they wanted to, do this thing right. So I think you need that, and I don't think that's as prevalent for a lot of people. I think we look at situations like that and think, oh, everybody pretty much, I think it's pretty rare. Rare. So we want to get into real quick the top 3 people you should not be taking relationship advice from. Top 3 people you shouldn't be taking relationship advice from. First one is the performer. The performer. All right. These are the ones who just out of the clicks. These are the ones who serving up number that candy, serving number that stuff that you want to consume. They're not giving you the stuff that you don't want. Right?
Yeah.
The performer.
He said the candy.
Sweet candy, right? Right?
Yeah.
Because you like a kid.
Yeah.
You're like a kid.
True.
Somebody has to tell you need this. Rather than just pandering to what you want. Does that work out for parents?
No.
When parents just listen to their kids?
No.
Are kids smart enough to determine what they...
No, they not. And you know, as a parent, you never stop parenting.
So why would people in relationships be able to... You ain't never been in a relationship, but all of a sudden you just know...
You the guru.
Right? So watch out for the performer, right? This is, like I said, the Derek Jacksons and, you know what I'm saying, the cats like that, who we found, the Ace Metaphor cat was doing the same thing, right? Because he was, oh man, he had women gassed up, you know, they start hitting you with the Queen and Beloved and the
key words. If he call you Queen, you know? And he might be a performer.
Right.
Oh, queen.
Right. All they telling you is what you don't have to put up with. Man, keep scrolling. Just swipe up. Just keep going. Don't listen to that. Listen to that.
If we call you queen, stop that,
yeah. He would say, "Look at Helper." He say, "Man, you might want to. Yeah, you stay there right there." Can we call people helpers? Yeah. The second one is the hypocrite. The hypocrite is a person that's telling you all of the stuff, and then you all of a sudden you find out they whole thing is a mess, right? Like they telling you to be faithful and honor, and next thing you know, you find out they got somebody else. They sweethearting.
No, not the sweetheart.
They sweethearting.
What? Man, the funny thing about the hypocrite, you have to know the person's character. Yeah. Because oftentimes your voice will get you in places that your character won't keep you.
Mm-hmm. And
just for example, the about last night podcast, the podcast.
Yeah, tonight's conversation.
Yeah, dude, all those people, man, they got an audience, they got people following them.
Yeah,
making them rich.
Yeah,
and they try not to be hypocrites, man.
Yeah, and one thing about it, even if what they said was right, your advice is solidified by your reputation. So if your reputation is, if something happens to your reputation, now people question everything you ever said, and so
trying to tell
even if you're telling them right.
Because listen, it's easy to tell people what to do right.
Oh man.
And it's a whole lot more difficult doing what's right.
Right. And the third person is the bitter or jaded person.
It's normally T. Jones.
The bitter or jaded person. Now this person is who's giving advice from a place of pain and resentment and
But this the thing. Go ahead and read out because I'm gonna dive in there.
Their advice is projecting their issues, right? Not helping to solve yours. They projecting their issues, not trying to solve yours.
But now you should know this because most of the time these are the people that's close to us that's trying to give us advice. We know mom is bitter. We know dad is bitter. So when they telling us stuff, we remember back how miserable they were for what they went through in their relationships. It should be easy to say, you know what, she mean well, but she coming from a place of hurt.
But you got to be in a good headspace to really evaluate, though.
Really?
You do, because here's the thing: when you are mad, when you upset, you typically ride the foolish train. You know the foolish train, you shouldn't be on it, but you more apt to jump on it when you in a bad place.
So my dad divorced when we were young. My mom told me, she said, when you fall in love with somebody, make sure they love you more than you love them.
Mm.
And in my young mind, I thought, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Turns out, I understand now what she was talking about.
Mm.
I get it. But now if she had to say, and when you do, you get them. You make sure you put $5 of everything they give you. I would, you know that they own that foolishness, man. You know, I strictly believe this. There is an alarm or something that goes off in your head when people own that foolishness. Why don't we recognize foolishness? Why don't we recognize game when people running game?
But when you going through, there is a space there for a moment that you want that person to suffer. You want them to hurt. And somebody that's feeding that, you're gonna eat it up. You're gonna eat it up. Yeah. You would hope you have enough in you to not act on it though.
Yeah.
But you're gonna at least entertain it. Right?
Remember the girl's mom on the show, the pod show, where they had the pods, with the lawyer's mom. The lawyer's mom told the guy she was gonna whoop him for.
What was that?
It was the
Not Married at First Sight. Love is Blind. Love is blind. Oh boy, yeah.
Remember the mom, and you could kind of see from the place
where
the mom
jaded.
You could see from the place. So if we can see, why didn't she see? Because we could see. It was obvious. She had a sign that said, "I'm jaded."
Yeah.
Why she didn't? I don't understand. Because most of the time those people don't hide it.
Right.
They want the world to know I'm bitter and I'm angry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because from the first meeting, she was at his throat. Now, justly, because
what he ultimately did.
He did exactly what
she said. I can't really make that argument.
But start to evaluate. So definitely stay away from the bitter and stay away from the bitter or jaded when you're not in a good place. When you are not in a good place, when you and your husband or you and your wife, y'all done got into it like real bad. I ain't talking about just a little argument about taking out trash or something. I'm talking about something bad that went down. Stay away from the bitter and the jaded person. Please. Because you're more apt to listen in that time and that space. When things are good, you ain't listening. You don't pay them no attention. But when your mind is in a place to where it's like I want that foolishness right now because I'm not in a good place.
I need that foolishness.
Right now. Yeah, you be wise enough to just shut everything down. Go to somebody who's gonna give you some sound advice, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody did something to you, if your husband, your wife done something to you, you don't want to go to somebody that's gonna be like, okay, well, listen, really, it may not be what you think, and and so tell me about it. What led to this? You don't want to hear that. You want to hear, he ain't nothing. He ain't nothing but a fool, girl. Do you like that? That's what you want to hear. So you got to be careful because you typically not gonna be mad forever.
Yeah, true.
And when the smoke clears, you don't want them to have done something that you can't undo.
True. Right.
So you got to be careful. All right, man.
Wow. Time just flew by.
I know, man.
Remember, like, share, and subscribe, man. Like, share, and subscribe.
Do that. So what you want to lead the people with?
Final thoughts. Well, my final thought for this evening is, listen, I just want people to, oftentimes we are a lot smarter than we give ourselves credit for. When that little person is inside talking and telling you, they on their foolishness, I want you to pay attention to it. Stop ignoring the foolishness. Because if you're ignoring it, that means you want to hear it. And if you want what's best for you, and ultimately we know what's best for us, we just don't want to hear it. So guys, let's be smart about relationships and seek out wise counsel. Okay. That's my final thought.
Typically, people who have really done the work, they don't hesitate to admit their part. If you find somebody who can admit their part and you can see the evidence that they have come through whatever it is that they have been through, then typically you have somebody who is worth listening to. Somebody who has some years in it. And don't assume everybody who, especially on social media, if it looks good on social media, where every post is, oh, you my queen, you my king, and you're right, you know what I'm saying? If they and they always on social media with that, don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to that. Because real relationships, they doing stuff, they ain't got time for all that. They can tell a person because they sitting right there beside them, baby, I love you. You know, you all that. Now, special occasions, I get it. You know, birthdays, holidays, you know, I get that. But if every day, yeah, it's a problem. So be more wise about who you start taking this advice from. And start researching people. We got to stop being people who gravitate to people with a name so much. We give people credit for stuff that they didn't earn. Just because somebody can sing real good, we start taking their relationship advice. Just because they got a lot of money. And listen, I don't care how many degrees you got, how much money you got. It does not make you good at relationships. So don't think just because somebody got a name or some status that they know what they talk about when it comes to relationships. Find somebody who's actually done relationships and is still rocking with a person, and let that be the person you listen to. And that's my final thoughts. Well, man,
relationships are the great equalizer.
The great equalizer. I don't care who you are, where you come from, your economic status, your racial background, your gender.
Economic status. That just means you're doing more.
Listen,
what you say?
Relationships will humble you. Even the alphabet community finds it don't fix it. You still gonna have problems.
Yeah, you're right about that. I think they're up to 70%.
Oh yeah, man. It gets bad.
So, well, guys, thank you guys. Now, if I haven't told you this week, thank you.
Yes, we appreciate y'all. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, send this out to somebody, share it with somebody. And we're going to catch y'all next week.
Be blessed.
Peace out.